Breaking up is hard, but what happens when you're still in love with someone you know you can't be with? It's not just a heartbreak, it's a mental and emotional battle that takes a toll on your happiness. Did you know that 80% of people report feeling stuck in their past relationships, even after they've broken up? It's like your heart won't let go, even when your mind knows it's over. Here's the shocking part: research shows that the longer we stay attached to someone, the harder it is to move on. In fact, studies from the University of California show that it can take up to 2 years to fully heal from the emotional impact of a breakup. But don't worry, this doesn't mean you're stuck forever. In this video, we're diving deep into how to move on when you're still in love. From understanding why it's so hard to let go, to strategies that actually work, you'll learn how to break free emotionally and rediscover your happiness. It's time to take back control and stop letting the past steal your future. Ready to learn how to heal and open your heart again? Stick with me as we explore the steps you can take to move on and find peace, even when you're still in love. Chapter 1: The Heart's Tug of War. Understanding love's grip. When you're still in love with someone, it often feels like your heart is stuck in a tug of war. It pulls you back, even when your mind knows it's time to move on. The truth is, love creates a bond that's hard to break. Psychologist Dr. John Bowlby, who pioneered attachment theory, explained that the deeper the emotional connection, the harder it is to let go. When we love someone, we often connect with them on a psychological and physical level, creating a bond that's almost like an addiction. It's not just about missing someone, it's about losing a part of yourself. Studies have shown that when we're emotionally attached, our brain releases chemicals like oxytocin and dopamine, which create a sense of comfort and reward. These feel-good hormones make it harder to detach. That's why moving on feels like you're trying to break free from a deep, comforting connection. One strategy is to understand the difference between love and attachment. Love is a feeling, while attachment is a bond. The emotional pull you're experiencing is often attachment. If you realize this, you can start working on loosening that grip. The first step? Accept that it's okay to feel conflicted. The emotional confusion is normal, it's part of the healing process. Another key strategy is practicing mindfulness. Being mindful means staying present in the moment and acknowledging your emotions without judgment. It helps you step back from the emotional tug-of-war. Research from the American Psychological Association shows that mindfulness can reduce emotional distress, making it easier to focus on moving forward. Lastly, let yourself grieve. Grieving isn't just for death, it's for the loss of what could have been. When you're still in love but know it's time to move on, it's okay to mourn. Grief allows your mind and heart to process the loss and eventually heal. Chapter 2: Embrace the Grief. Why it's okay to hurt. In a world that encourages quick fixes and getting over it, many of us are afraid of pain. But what if I told you that embracing the hurt can actually help you heal faster? Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, in her groundbreaking work on grief, argued that acknowledging pain is a crucial part of the healing process. When you don't let yourself grieve, you delay the healing, keeping yourself emotionally stuck. Grief isn't linear, and it doesn't have a set timeline. In fact, researchers at the University of Arizona found that people who allow themselves to fully feel their emotions after a breakup recover faster than those who suppress their feelings. Embrace the fact that it's okay to hurt. Let yourself cry, feel sadness, and even anger. These emotions are a sign that you're processing and moving toward healing. One strategy here is allowing yourself to feel the pain fully, without shame. When you're heartbroken, it's natural to feel down, frustrated, or even confused. But bottling those feelings up only prolongs the suffering. Writing in a journal can be helpful. Studies show that expressive writing helps people process their emotions faster and reduce the intensity of grief. A unique fact: did you know that crying actually releases stress hormones? Research from the University of Minnesota found that tears help to reduce emotional tension, providing relief and helping you heal. So, when you feel like crying, know that it's not a weakness. It's your body's natural way of healing. Another strategy is to take care of your body. Emotional pain often impacts physical health. Research shows that stress from a breakup can increase levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. So, get enough sleep, eat nourishing foods, and engage in light physical activity to lower your stress levels. Your body and mind are connected, and healing emotionally requires taking care of both. Chapter 3: Love isn't a prison. Breaking free from the past. Letting go of someone you love doesn't mean you stop loving them. But love shouldn't feel like a prison. If you feel trapped by the past, it's time to break free. One of the most effective ways to do this is by changing how you see the relationship. It's not about erasing the past, it's about acknowledging it and then deciding that it no longer controls you. The first step is reframing your thoughts. According to cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, changing the way you think can change how you feel. For example, instead of thinking, "I can't live without them," reframe it to, "I can live without them, and I will thrive." This shift helps you see yourself as capable of moving forward and finding happiness again. Another powerful strategy is to engage in what's called psychological distancing. This involves creating mental and emotional space between you and your ex. A study by the University of Missouri found that people who consciously distanced themselves emotionally from a past partner had more success in moving on. You can do this by removing reminders of your ex from your home, social media, and daily routine. It's also important to develop new routines that don't involve your ex. Studies show that creating new habits helps break the psychological connection to the past. Whether it's taking up a new hobby, meeting new people, or traveling to new places, creating fresh experiences can help you detach emotionally. A key insight is to focus on the fact that moving on is a form of self-love. Loving yourself means giving yourself the freedom to grow and evolve beyond the relationship. Dr. Laura Berman, a relationship therapist, says, "Self-love isn't about being selfish, it's about recognizing that your happiness and well-being come first." Lastly, remember that love should make you feel empowered, not trapped. Loving someone doesn't mean sacrificing your own happiness. As you move on, focus on creating a future where you are the priority. Let go of the past, not because you don't care, but because you care enough about yourself to build a better future. Chapter 4: Reclaiming Yourself, Rediscovering Your Passion After Heartbreak. Heartbreak can feel like it strips you of your identity. You may find yourself asking, "Who am I without this relationship?" But what if the end of a relationship could be a chance to rediscover yourself? Dr. Kristen Neff, a researcher in self-compassion, argues that during difficult times, practicing self-kindness can help you find your inner strength again. One of the first strategies in reclaiming yourself is focusing on your passions. According to research by the University of California, people who actively engage in hobbies or activities they love are more likely to experience positive emotional recovery after a breakup. Whether it's painting, dancing, or learning a new language, do what brings you joy. These activities don't just distract you, they reintroduce you to the person you were before the relationship. Additionally, try to reconnect with old friends and family. Often, when we're in a relationship, we unintentionally lose touch with our support system. Rebuilding these connections can help you feel grounded and supported during this transition. A study from the National Institutes of Health found that having strong social connections can reduce stress and improve emotional health. Another powerful strategy is setting new goals for yourself. It could be something big, like traveling to a new country, or small, like cooking a new recipe. Research by the American Psychological Association shows that setting and achieving goals improves your self-esteem and gives you a sense of accomplishment, both of which are crucial after a breakup. Taking care of your physical health also plays a big role. Studies from the Mayo Clinic have shown that regular physical activity releases endorphins, which can improve your mood and boost your overall sense of well-being. Whether it's yoga, running, or a simple walk in nature, moving your body can help heal your mind. Lastly, practice self-compassion. Dr. Neff's research indicates that self-compassion, the ability to treat yourself with kindness rather than self-criticism, promotes emotional resilience. Instead of beating yourself up for feeling sad or lost, recognize that healing takes time, and it's okay to be kind to yourself. Chapter 5: Lessons in Love, Finding Closure Without the Conversations. Sometimes, we wait for closure from the other person, but what if I told you that closure doesn't always come from a conversation? Studies suggest that closure is more of an internal process than an external one. Dr. Jennifer Fried, a psychologist, argues that closure can be achieved through self-reflection and acceptance, rather than waiting for an apology or explanation. One strategy for finding closure is journaling. According to a study by the University of Texas, writing about your feelings can help process and release emotions. You don't need to send your ex a message to gain closure. Sometimes writing a letter you'll never send can be just as therapeutic. Writing allows you to express your feelings without fear of judgment or rejection. Another approach is to focus on personal growth. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Research from Harvard University suggests that reflecting on past experiences, even painful ones, can help people grow emotionally. You might realize that you've learned valuable lessons that will help you in future relationships or even in your own life. You can also practice forgiveness, not for them, but for you. Forgiveness is often misunderstood as excusing bad behavior, but it's actually a way to release emotional burden. A study from the University of California found that forgiveness helps reduce stress and allows individuals to move on more easily from difficult situations. An important strategy is to acknowledge your feelings of anger, resentment, or regret without letting them control you. Research from the University of Minnesota suggests that when we allow ourselves to feel and process these emotions, rather than suppressing them, we can reach a sense of emotional peace faster. Remember that closure doesn't mean having all the answers, it means making peace with the situation. It's about letting go of the need for explanations and realizing that your happiness is not dependent on anyone else. As author and therapist Cheryl Strayed once said, "You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going." Chapter 6, Future Love, How to Open Your Heart Without Fear. The fear of getting hurt again is one of the biggest obstacles to moving on. But imagine living a life where you close yourself off from love forever. That's no way to live. The truth is, you can open your heart again, but only when you're ready. Dr. Susan Johnson, a leader in attachment theory, argues that to love again, we need to first heal the wounds of the past. One of the first steps in opening your heart again is building emotional resilience. Research by the American Psychological Association shows that resilient people are better able to bounce back from setbacks, including heartbreak. You can build resilience by developing a positive mindset, embracing change, and learning to cope with difficult emotions. Another important strategy is to take things slowly. The desire to jump into a new relationship quickly is common, but rushing can prevent true healing. Psychologist Dr. Gary Chapman, known for his work on love languages, suggests taking time to rediscover yourself and learn what you want in a partner before moving forward. By pacing yourself, you can enter future relationships with a clearer sense of what you need. It's also helpful to challenge negative beliefs about love. After a painful breakup, it's easy to think, all relationships end in heartbreak. But that belief is limiting. A study by the University of Pennsylvania found that people who had an optimistic view of love were more likely to have fulfilling, long-lasting relationships. Practice shifting your perspective from fear to hope. Another key strategy is learning from your past relationships. What worked? What didn't? Understanding these lessons can help you make better choices in future relationships. As author Mark Manson writes in The Subtle Art of Not Giving a FCK, you don't have to be perfect. You just need to make smarter decisions moving forward. Lastly, give yourself permission to be vulnerable again. Dr. Brené Brown, a leading expert on vulnerability, argues that opening your heart to love requires embracing vulnerability. It's not about being fearless, it's about being willing to take the risk. As Brown says, vulnerability is not winning or losing, it's having the courage to show up and be seen when we have no control over the outcome. If you take these steps, you'll be able to heal, open your heart, and embrace love again, without the weight of fear holding you back. It's not about forgetting the past, it's about moving forward, stronger and more open than before. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more relationship tips and healing strategies.